Welcome to The View From Here, a podcast where we uncover the turning points, pressure moments, and the identity shifts that shape high achievers into who they are today. This show is for people who've built impressive lives on paper, but now their real story sits in the moments no one sees. The pivots, the breakdowns, the breakthroughs, and the internal rewiring that changes their trajectory. The View From Here is about perspective, the one you earn only by living it. Tamara Meyer has built her life through adaptation and sharpened it through reinvention. She's lived enough change to know this: reinvention isn't a glow up, it's a decision, a line in the sand, a moment where you stop accepting what used to be normal. What's shifted for Tamara recently isn't just business strategy, it's standards, what she no longer tolerates or accepts, and the choices that hold her story from empowerment, not victimhood. She's moved through performance, fitness, and visibility, and built a reputation from being unapologetically direct. Not for shock value, for integrity, truth, and for the kind of leadership that doesn't need someone to be liked to make it effective. Yes, she helps business owners grow, scaling their businesses through organic and paid advertising. But the real work she's known for is helping people use their voice like it matters, showing up, leading, speaking in a way that lands, building a life that matches the standards they teach. Right now, in the expansion season, growing hers and her partner Jordan's empire, stepping deeper into public speaking and into the personal chapter of starting a family, all while staying anchored in discernment, not ego. She's the founder of Empire School, the host of Say It With Your Chest, and the creator of spaces like Show Up and Speak, because her philosophy is simple: clarity, command, and courage. Tamara, welcome to The View From Here.
Wow, what an intro. And thank you so much for having me. This is honestly the perfect spot to be doing this with you, my darling. It's such an honor.
Thank you. It's such a privilege. And to get to share Crystal Brook with you as well, which I know we've talked a lot about.
Yeah.
But it's pretty special, isn't it?
It really is. I've been here once before, or maybe twice on my own, because I do like to go away and do staycays on my own. But now doing this with you, and I know Jordan's popping in as well. It's really nice.
Obviously, you've spent a lot of time in front of the camera with Show Up and Speak and Empire School, and social media is a big part of your business. How have you become so confident?
How have I become so confident? I looked away when you asked me that, because sometimes I feel like I'm not always as confident, and it could just be new layers or growth or deepening my capacity, my threshold. So it's weird you asked me that, and it's honestly, I think it's reps, yes, but also being okay that there's going to be moments in time when you meet to a new level that you might feel like you're not confident, but it's easy how we can also play those limiting beliefs too when we hear those things.
Yeah.
But coming back to that, I think it's just been knowing deep down I've always loved using my voice. I've loved showing up, and I've kind of had this more of a self-acceptance journey recently where it's like, rather than feeling like I have to perform or pretend, it's like, this is who I am, this is how I am. And it's kind of given me more of that confidence element to show up as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's been an ongoing journey. I think reps every day is how you build that confidence, right?
I love that. Would you say that as like a little girl growing up, that you love to speak your mind and speak so early, right from the beginning?
Like my mum used to always say, like, I couldn't stand still. You know, I was always hyperactive, running around. Back then, I can't believe I'm saying this, but she had me on one of those child leads.
You got the harnesses.
The harnesses. Is it a lead? What do you call it? A lead?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And it was like literally like this whole thing that she would hold me. I don't think it's legal now because I wouldn't stand still. So yeah, I was very outspoken. I was very out there. I definitely noticed though growing up as I got older, that was something that I could feel myself slowly dimming down, which has been an interesting realization, you know, reflecting on that. But it's also been something I share quite a lot about sometimes, because we do feel like when we were young, you know, we were this, I don't know, big dreamer, you know, and sometimes we find ourselves meeting with our adolescent. I find for me really reminds me of those little small changes of where I felt like I did lose myself. But yeah, definitely growing up, you would not keep me still.
And did your mum encourage it? Was she, or a happy medium between the two?
Oh, I mean, she used to always say I was a devil child, but I honestly think she she loved making me happy.
Yeah.
You know, she's always said like I'm her pride and joy. And even though she said I was this like crazy kid, I think deep down she kind of enjoyed it, you know.
Do you reckon she saw a little bit of herself in you? Was she like you?
I don't know, because I think that's something I've always wanted. Like, I think my mum has more now. I'm more of a storytelling tendencies. I think you've met my mum.
Yes,
Have you
I
met my
have.
mum?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's become very much the character when you speak to her. So I think she may have been more like me growing up, but she's never brought it up, to be fair.
You should ask her.
I will ask her.
Super
I'll text her.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's interesting, isn't it? Like, obviously she didn't discourage it from you, but maybe balanced it out as parents kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, she was one of 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So she had to be some kind of big personality to hold a space.
I think so. And I think she was the oldest too.
Big shoes.
Mm.
Yeah. And so obviously I know you shared quite extensively about your upbringing and the trials and challenges that you experienced during that time. And you've mentioned that they shape you a lot. Tell me, what's one part of that narrative, maybe in more recent times, that you've realised has played a bigger role that maybe you haven't shared?
I mean, I talk about perseverance all the time, but I think it's also the thing that I love is that I've been able to adapt really fast to things. And I don't know if it's because going to 6 different schools, having to be in different environments, not all the best environments. And it's kind of like you think about how people talk about, you know, I want my kids to grow up in one school and they think that's what can help them create security and stability. It's like, well, what if the adaptability of having the skill to adapt in circumstances and environments, that if you are constantly changing it, couldn't that be a skill, or couldn't that be something that is a really cool thing to have?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I think about that, because now that Jordan and I want to, you know, have kids, it's like, do we want to stay in one place? Do we want to have one school? Do we want them to have what we didn't have? Or, you know, so I think that's a big thing I do forget about. And I also feel like I'm very good under pressure and under stress. Jordan always says it. He goes, I feel like you thrive in these eras. Like right now, it's like my rogue era. Yeah, I don't know. What else can I think about? Yeah, it's definitely the adaptability. It's being able to handle stress.
Which are kind of main things in business, right?
Yeah.
Like real skill sets that if you don't have, you either burn out or you leave.
Yeah.
Because stress is forever there.
Mm.
Like you don't build a business and then go, oh, I'm done. Stress is
gone. I can relax. I think there was something that you just said there. It was probably the ability to also have the capacity to show up. I know I talk about this a lot, but it's almost like in a different way, that it's not coming from a place of burnout. It's like knowing there's a bare minimum I can withhold, because if I've got stuff going on in my life, if I've got to support Jordan or my team or even myself or my family, there's still an element of I can still do something rather than nothing.
Yeah. It's quite an interesting perspective.
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, because a lot of people don't always have that capacity or that perspective.
Yeah.
Do you think that's shaped over time, or do you think it's always been kind of your outlook?
Maybe both, because I think about recent surgery. Like, I thought I was going to be bedridden, and I'm not one to go, I'm fine, I'm going to pretend everything's all good. Look at me go to the gym 100%. I think it was kind of like, okay, I'm taking the time that I've been told to, you know, chill. But then it's like, okay, no, I'm actually recovering quite well. I feel good. Am I tricking my mind, or is it just something I've been able to shape within myself, whether it's like a mindset shift, an internal shift, an energetic shift? So I feel like it maybe has been over time. I've become really resilient to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to tell people this is how you need to be, because everyone's got their different threshold. But it feels really cool that I can call that as a gift.
Yeah. And do you think, coming from that fitness world where your body is your temple and you would have had to have looked after it to perform for that length of time in that industry, do you think that's playing a role too? Because you've kind of done it in a bit of a reverse.
Yeah, I think it's a reverse. And also I sometimes think about, like, I wasn't very, very healthy in that era of bodybuilding, but maybe there were certain things that there was like a push or an extension to then going, oh, now I found the balance where I don't have to kill myself, go twice to the gym a day, which I think you can resonate back in the day. Maybe everyone can. And that building block of Rome wasn't built in a day, I've always really resonated with that thing. And I look back to then being a young I don't know, a young entrepreneur, a young fitness person. I was so hungry, so crazy. Whereas now, like, my back's hurting. I don't know. Like, I'm like, is this what it feels like? So yeah, I think there's an element of I was definitely taught the reps then, but also I think ballet was probably the one that got more indented in me of that fine tuning of like the body and really seeing what was capable of what you could do.
Yeah. And I think that there's something in that. I think people who have performed at a high level in any type of sport
Yeah.
often then show a lot more discipline when it comes to other areas of life, especially business.
Yeah.
Because they know there's a long game.
Yeah.
It's not always quick results, quick fixes. It's micro shifts, repetitively tweaked every day to try and improve one minute thing
Yeah.
that has the greatest compounding change long term. Would you agree with that?
I agree. And I think as you start to get older or as you start to mature,
Mature.
let's say mature.
We're mature.
I honestly think for a while there I was like, why is it not happening now? But yeah, I think it's the like you respect the journey a lot more and you start to value those minor tweaks, and it's like how you would know when you're learning more about personal development or learning more about resilience and stuff like that, and then learning more about, oh, that thing didn't trigger me as much as it used to, or oh wow, I was able to hold myself better in a conversation or in leadership or in business. Like I find those skills can really help you in other areas of your life.
Yeah.
But I am very open to admitting that there is an element of me that still struggles to relax and, go into like, okay, I'm settled, I'm done, I'm good. Now, I still feel like I have so much more to do and give. And I feel like there's an element I cannot always stop.
Interesting. And do you think that comes from like the copious amount of schools that you changed, the houses that you shifted through, that there's nearly a detachment to being able to sit still or settle for long periods of time?
100%. I think what is settling anymore for me? It's like, how does that feel? It's like I could sit here with you and go, okay, that was really relaxing. I've had such a great time today, But then everyone's like, you haven't stopped. So I definitely think it's that from even just from moving from Germany to Australia. There's a story, I haven't shared too much, but my mum did say that there was a bit of a element when we left Germany where my dad was a fugitive from Germany as well. And I do remember when I was going through a bit of a process with my old mentor around like what was going on around the 3-4 year.
Yep.
And there was a lot of turmoil and a lot of like rushing and having to leave the country. So I don't know if that has kind of started from such an early age, not from when I moved to Australia, but I think prior to that. Yeah. So I think there is a bit of stuff there.
Yeah. And look, it's probably, I like to always see that there's things that become our superpower from those key experiences.
Yeah.
But it's being able to harness it and understand where it's not serving us.
Yes.
And that's the key, isn't it? Being able to know what that fine line is. So, for example, when you've had the surgery, knowing that that could be a time where maybe if you weren't recovering as well, could you have rested a little bit more? Would have you had the capacity? And it'd be interesting to know what the
conversation in my head is.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you were saying that, I was even just reflecting on asking for help and asking or sharing if I'm not at that 100%. Like if I say to you, hey babe, like there's so much going on, I need a bit of support, I'm struggling, or, this is what's happening in the business. This is what I just want to communicate with you. Like for me, reflecting on conversations I've had and still having this element of, I don't want people to see me like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely like those little conversations, voices.
And that's kind of common in business owners because when you start out, you do it all, right? You don't have the capacity financially or the resources to outsource everywhere. But as you grow, you start to, but it's still hard to trust.
It's still hard to let go of the
control.
Yeah.
Is that something that is another part that you struggle with when you were saying about sharing?
I think so. I think it's also like trust and control with a bit of, if I let go, will people still see me as a certain way?
Yeah.
Will they still respect me, see my authority? Will they go, you need to slow down, you need to do this, you're in this area of your life? So it's like that all in one.
And that's super common because I know we were at an event yesterday, which was your event, and that was something that came up in the room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That people really struggle to share their personal aspect of their brand because they feel like it dilutes their authority.
Yes.
How have you found that fine line? Because you're really good at sharing. I'm sure there's parts you don't share, but you're good at sharing some key components that make you personable.
Yeah.
Is that hard, or is it something you're okay with?
I'm actually trying to figure out when it was hard for me, because I was figuring out that not too long ago, like when did it kind of just click for me? And I think it was, I wouldn't say it was when I transitioned from fitness to business. I think it was a little bit in the middle.
Yep.
When I think I was trying to still be a lot like my old mentor online. And then when it came down to what is really authentic to me, what is really who I am as a person. And I think there was just that moment where I had to look at, I actually am someone that likes to overshare, and sharing from a place of like, I just know that I'd rather be completely open and honest and vulnerable, and how you see me is what you get, as opposed to, I guess, putting on this facade. And I think we're business owners, or even people listening to this, you know, and yourself included, it's such a powerful thing, but it's almost because maybe we've grown up. And I think I talk about the two roles of my dad and my mum. It's like we do listen to other people's voices, or tune into other people's frequencies of how to be and what to be, but it's really about, what are you like, and would you want to share the things? Are you open to being vulnerable? What's wrong with being vulnerable? You know?
Yeah. So when do you think that shift was? Because I'd imagine with what you went through growing up, this is an assumption, that would have been hard to share. And did your mum keep it to herself a fair bit?
I think the difference was back then, because I've been sharing the thing about me going through this stuff when I was 12, quite early on in my fitness days, but I think it was coming from a place of victimhood without me realizing it. But my mum was very secretive. Like, she didn't like us knowing about things.
Yep.
She knew a lot about my dad. There's also a lot of other layers with him. And I don't know if she did it to protect us, or maybe because she wasn't really wanting to admit,
Own it herself.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I think when I became, it's interesting, because I was always one to share it with my dance friends and people. I remember there was a part of the story I used to share to people that I trusted, and then they ended up pulling away. And so that caused a bit of like, oh, okay, be careful who you share it with, because they're going to judge you for it. And then when I did a bit of more work on that, it was just one of those things that I had to learn that it wasn't a reflection of me, it was them. But at the time it was like, wow, I don't really have many good friends in my life anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you reflect back on that, can you see that they then weren't really either friends or didn't have the capacity? What do you think?
It could be both.
Yeah.
It could just be that we outgrew each other.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never really explored why, or if I should have gone, did something happen between us? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
But I do remember once I got a message from a girl in the fitness dance space, and she just said, "I'm really sorry what the girls did to you." And I was in such a bodybuilding headspace. I didn't even remember it. And then when I got that message from this girl, she's like, "I'm really sorry how they treated you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then I remember reliving it. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe there was a lot of stuff that I shared and they didn't, agree with, judge me, or maybe it was me judging me. It's always a bit of a mirror, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I always find it quite fascinating from often our parents' generation, where they were very secretive. It was just,
it is, yeah.
They didn't share. They didn't get help. They didn't talk about their problems. They kept it to themselves, because that was just what was done. And I find that people go one of two ways. They either mirror it exactly and become the same, or they do the opposite. And would you say, because I know you've got a brother.
Yeah.
Is he secretive or a sharer?
He's secretive, actually.
Yeah.
He's very secretive.
There we go.
Yeah. I even thought about when I did the magazine, I was like, I better be mindful of what I say, because he's always like, "You share so much."
There it is.
And he's come a long way, but he still has so much anger, so much anger towards what's happened to us and him, especially because he's been through more than me. And it's obviously part of something I know. I really can't wait for him to really see what's potential in him. And I think he's tapping into that. There's so many beautiful elements to him, but he's still so angry.
Yeah. And did you ever have the anger?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, sometimes I think there's still part of that comes out, because I used to be a lot worse. I was lashing so much more out when I was a kid, even growing up, even like a few years ago. Even when I used to work with Jordan, even when I started dating Jordan, there was a lot of anger in me because every time I used to speak to Jordan, I would see my dad. When I would lose it, like I'd go into that psychosis mode, especially when I'd be drinking, it would just come out.
Yep.
And my friends used to say it to me, you were such an angry person, like so many, like a lot.
Way to trigger an angry person. Tell them that they're angry.
Well, I think it's nice that they tell me now, but I think it all kind of unraveled when I started doing the personal development work. I don't know if it was like I had just put a lid on everything. And then when I started learning it, it's like all the NLP stuff, all the surface level stuff we talk about. And it was kind of like, boop.
Yeah.
And like once you see it, you can't unsee it. But then it's like, oh my God, it's all just all coming out in different sporadic moments. Like I can't control it.
Yeah.
So it was really an interesting time. It's like, no, still probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah. And so what made you go and get the help 5 years ago? Was there something that changed around you or an incident? Or?
I think my friends and my relationship with Jordan, definitely, because I started to notice, and I'm a big believer that embodiment is really important. And I think I was like coaching people in life coaching, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing that thing where I'm coaching people in life, yet I'm still doing all this shit behind the scenes. Yeah. It's like, that's not good. That's not good.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, my dad used to say that. I think he had a shirt that said that actually.
Well,
and I started saying it. Maybe I'm just reliving it. But yeah, I think, I don't mean to say this as like I had no idea. I had absolutely no awareness. But I actually remember the moment that I remembered, wow, I was in, and I felt so much shame that I had this victimhood mentality that I wasn't aware of, but it came out every time I was reactive. And it's like, fuck, I was promoting that I was so good and so healed. And then I was like, it hit me. And I had so much shame in me. And then I self-punished myself for a very long time.
What did that look like?
Words. Like I'm very self-critical on me. And even now, like I have the most amazing friendship group, and obviously I love Jordan, but I'll find myself self-punishing me in a critic word.
Yeah.
And they even say, like, you've come so far, like you don't need to, like, it's good. Like we're fine, we're good. Like we've gone through it, you know, but then you kind of still have those moments, I do anyway, where it's like, I was a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not easy to own, is it?
Not at
all. In those
all.
moments where you're beating yourself up and then you're hearing the realness expressed by others, it can be really overwhelming.
Yep.
But do you, again, think drawing on those earlier experiences, that resilience, that strength, that adaptability allowed you to go, I can do this.
Yeah.
I've been through harder.
Yeah, I think so. I think when I see something and I'm like, okay, there's the thing I need to do, I'll do it. But it sometimes takes me 21 times until it kind of hits me in the face.
Okay, that's interesting. So your endurance to put up with things is strong.
Yeah.
Probably why it made you good in the fitness industry.
Probably. I was like, okay, there's the fucking plane or train, whatever people say.
Yeah.
And maybe now a lot better at realizing, oh, there's a thing I need to work on, as opposed to it was just, no, I'm going to avoid it. And babe, I avoided, wanting to, talk about the whole, do I want kids? Do I want, all of that has all been recent. Like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, I'm ready.
Got this.
This was only like a few months ago. Like, I was shitting myself about all of this,
Why?
I think because there was an inner element of Peter Pan for me, like didn't want to grow up, but I did want the business to be a priority. And I did have this revenue goal to hit. And I was like, I didn't want anything else but that. And I think it was just that connection piece of me and Jordan now when we were sitting there. And it was like, we're going to just skip through the surgery and just freeze everything so it can, prolong me having to make a decision of being a mum, hoping it's going to be 3 years. And it's like, he looked at me, he's like, we need this.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, we need to definitely do this. And I'm so glad I did, because I was saying this to my makeup artist yesterday. I have never felt so much more joy and giddiness of wanting to have kids, be playful with Jordan a bit more, and just even like this black thing that I've sort of visualized or see that was in me, in my stomach, has felt like it's all been removed. And it's almost removed this like darkness in me, or even just like this, like a block that I had on having to be so masculine and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's like almost like this physical thing has been coming out that I'm feeling a lot more intimate with myself, more my creativity, with my feminine, don't get too excited. I'm still happy to be masculine. You're looking at me.
But a balance. Yeah. It's a balance.
I don't like that word.
Okay.
It's never a
Why?
balance for me.
Because you're all or nothing. Well, you're never nothing
No.
though.
I can definitely be an extremist, like go all in, but I don't like it to be like 50-50.
And that's how you see balance as being?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you want to challenge me?
Yeah, I do.
Please do.
Because I remember we had a conversation about the word equilibrium.
Yeah, and I couldn't
which
say
you
it.
were like, I can't say it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Change it.
And I said to you that equilibrium is about, it's like yin and yang. It's not always equal parts.
Yeah, okay.
It's the seesaw.
I like that better.
Give and take. Interesting.
The way you say that, yep, sweet. But if someone was to
Yep.
go, you have to be 50% masculine, 50% feminine, I'm gone.
And I don't think there ever is a 50-50. It's like even in a relationship, you
Yeah.
don't get, you've got 50% of the roles and I've got 50% of the roles. There's seasons where
That's
that's
true.
going to shift. So I
That's
wonder
true.
if
It's the perception of the reframe.
the reframe. Isn't it interesting though, that word? And I wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be a mix of things. It could definitely be like someone told me, I reckon it's probably just like the mentors in the past I've worked with that always put on this whole like, you need to be more feminine, you need to be this, you need to have more balance, you need to slow down more, X, Y, and Z. And I'm
Yep.
like, what if I don't have to?
And I'm with you on that. I actually really avoid the masculine feminine
Conversation?
conversation.
Sorry, we're going there.
No,
sorry.
no, this is really cool though,
Yeah.
because the reason I avoid it is for the very reason what you just said.
Yeah.
Is people have been told for a long time,
Yeah.
especially women, let's go with women for this argument, that they need to step out of their masculine, to be more feminine, to be able to attract the right
Yeah.
partner or to stay connected to their partner. And I disagree. If
Yeah.
we take away those labels
Yeah.
and we look at about what it is about yourself that you need to operate from, it's got nothing to do with gender aspects. It's about knowing who you are and your safety and your identity.
That's it.
That's what creates that balance.
Yeah.
Not, of course, if you're in business, there's just naturally a more, we used to call it A-type personality, or you can call it masculine energy, or
Disc
whatever you want.
profiling.
Yeah. We can add another label on.
Yeah.
But it's just about being able to own those parts of yourself that keep you showing up.
And I think that's it, because it's like, could I just be just really good at doing a lot more than others?
Maybe.
Or now that I have had this recent realization of wanting to build a family, could I keep operating this way? How can I ask for help? How can I still be letting go?
Yeah. There's that word again. Letting go. That's an interesting one. It's come up like 3 times.
Oh my God, why?
Are you still struggling with it?
No. I said it like that though. Like a question mark. No.
Your voice just went up like 3.
Which means I don't think I do. I think I'm working on it. Yeah.
Is it that you find it hard to let go of the business because it's kind of your baby?
It's definitely my baby. I think also I feel like there's still a huge level of responsibility I have.
Yeah. It's a big business. It's growing.
Yeah, and it could also just be the masculine, I don't want to use that word, the role of me and Jordan, that I know the minute, I have a weird feeling I'm falling pregnant soon, but I know that there's a part of me that wants it because it's almost like this sigh of relief of like, God, I can just like, almost like chill. But then there's also a side of me that's scared to give more responsibility to Jordan, to my team, even though I'm in the process of you being a part of the team, which you are, Sadie and other people. It's like, it's a bit of a fear and it's also a little bit of like trust, but it's like, oh, but I don't know, can I? And then it's like, well, I'm going to have to soon, it's going to happen. And then, okay.
Yeah. Interesting shift. And I'm going to pose a question to you. If you don't delegate wholly and you only do it partly, from the exterior, it looks like you're delegating, but it's really you controlling the narrative. You never fully allow people to step in
to their role. Yeah, that's true.
Interesting. Do you think that's been a big thing that's happened recently? Because I know there's been a lot of changes in your business.
It's almost been a bit of...
Has there been haste to rush to delegate?
I think there's been more of like a fast, like you need to do it. Yeah. Before it was like avoidance and it was like not didn't have enough time to do it, too busy. And then you kind of see things a little bit more differently, like certain team members not fully doing things. And it's like now I have the capacity to actually look at what's happening. And I'm like, wow, this has either been my fault or I've just not been wanting to do it because I had a feeling that if I do decide to do the thing I know I need to do, I'm going to have to really step up even more.
Yeah. I'm interested when it comes to employing people, your tendency to shift away quickly. Why is there not more? Because you're such a driven, dedicated person to working with people to grow. What is it that changes when it comes to people that work in the business?
What, can you ask me that one more time?
Yeah. So I've seen a shift within you, and I've probably got a little bit more insight because we work together. But I'm interested in your mindset behind this. You work with people to help amplify their capacity to grow and evolve in a business front.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your business, you don't apply necessarily always the same. You employ hoping they've got the capacity to already
I used to.
Okay.
I think I used to. So in terms of with the 2 VAs and then the 2 closers, I think they were done based of employing based on not following through on everything I wanted, but it was like, I need this done now. I'm not going to have the time, or I'm going to do it and train them at the same time, like what happened with our recent closer. But I think what happened when I worked with Ryan, I started to see standards that I wasn't upholding. And I was like, this is something I need to now, rebuild.
Yeah.
And that's made me realize who I've hired in other areas too, that I've like let go of my standard in terms of what true leadership and what true culture is and what true building a team is about. And so now it's kind of like, I feel like I'm doing it right, knowing it might take more time.
There it is. Time, which is something that you like but don't like.
Exactly.
And it's interesting when we look up to people as our mentors, which Ryan is who you're working with at the moment, we come in looking at where they are today and their expectation of their staff today. They have to have that because their teams are big. And they encourage us to implement those same levels today in our just a different model because everyone's got a different model.
Yeah.
Do you think that's then hard? Because you're kind of torn between, I want to go there, but I'm still here and I've got to build.
There's 2 elements to it, right? Because I think one thing I noticed when I hired recently and also got rid of them recently was, I just had it and I've lost it. It was, what was it? I think it was, I wanted to, one thing was letting go of people that made it hard because I didn't want to let go of something because it hurt me and it made me feel like it was easier. There we go. Easier to keep them. But I had the biggest realization that I was doing a disservice to my business and them and people pleasing. So it's been a people pleasing thing.
Yeah.
It's been a I need to save them thing. That was with the first closer. The second closer was when I just went straight into like an actual, what the fuck? You need to listen to your intuition. So I think what's happened is I wasn't listening to me. I was listening to other things that seemed right in my head, but not really what my body, what my intuition was telling. When I started working with Ryan and knowing where he was and where I am, I know I can get there, but it begins with doing what I know is right, which is building what's in here and building the strategy that builds the right team to get there.
So tell me, what is it
that was really hard to get out.
No.
I think I came out of that.
It was perfect.
I was like,
and I want to go, it was bang on and I love the clarity.
Yeah.
And I can see that you've been working through this.
Yeah.
So it's quite fresh still. Hence the deliverable feels still in your mind like it wasn't clear, but it was.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to double down on is you said the old version of you that would employ for up here, but now you're employing from here. Tell me, what did the old version think they needed to do versus what does the internal version need to do now?
I think it was just not knowing how to listen. Okay, so old version wouldn't want to understand would basically project my values to them.
Yep.
And then the version of me now is, yes, knowing what my values are, but also making sure that it's aligned with the values of them too, so that we grow together.
Yep.
And I think that was hard because even with recent decisions I've made, I've There's two parts to this. I sometimes feel like I hide because I see a vision. I see something in them,
Potential.
but then I actually lose myself in that process, because I've also felt like when I give people opportunities to grow, it's almost like giving them a shortcut to not them figuring it out on their own. And then I end up having to fix more than just hiring someone else. It's like, no, you've given them everything because that's your people pleasing person in you, as opposed to knowing exactly that it's not for them. They need to figure it out and you need to let them do it on their own.
Question, do you like to save people because deep
Yep.
down you hoped somebody would have saved
100%.
you?
100%.
And that's where you were employing from.
And Jordan even said to me, he goes, you give so much when people work with you, like certain people. And
I've experienced it, absolutely.
Oh, I'm a, thank you. But I'm also a little bit better at realizing also that either people can take it for granted, still my responsibility, or people can use and abuse it, still my responsibility. But it was Jordan that made me realize, you also have more authority, that they need to give more to you.
Yep. But it comes back to boundaries and values.
Exactly.
And you and I have talked about this,
Yeah.
because I'm very much, don't write back to me now.
Yeah, I know.
Write back to me Monday.
Yeah.
And I know you took that on board, that it was your workspace
still don't always,
that I was making
I
sure
still
that
don't
you're
always
honouring your own boundaries.
Listen, but I also know I can, now that we've had this spoken conversation too, I know you'll know, and I'll always reply when I can.
Totally.
And I don't have to explain stuff, but there's things that I'll still go, I'm still going to break that boundary because I'm working right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, I might be like, but I'm working too, so maybe I can still reply to her.
And it's interesting because that's you stepping out of your boundary.
Yeah.
Expecting something of somebody else that may be outside of the boundary you set for them, which can be confusing.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. I just sat down with someone that works for a big financial organisation, and we were talking about leadership. And the one thing we kept saying was, it's lead by example.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing is knowing why we react,
why we do it,
or we do those things, because that's then what we project to those around us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so people don't do things, and you corrected yourself. People don't do things to us.
We do it to
create
them.
the environment for it to be allowed.
Yeah. And I think that was something recently Jordan and I had a discussion about, because obviously the people we've had for a very long time. When is this episode coming out, by the way?
We can make it whenever. So it'll be in 3 months.
Okay. Just had a realization.
Tim, you can edit that part of it.
When is this coming out? No, I'm an open book. But I think what's important is we've also prolonged decisions, because we even had a realization that we weren't the best team management. So that was also something we were like reflecting on. And I'm hoping, almost like with this new clean slate, this new refinement, with this fucking year of a horse we've had. I know that's a lot of stuff people like talk about with the horse, but I'm seeing it as like a really great opportunity, because I feel like it's coming fast for me. And that's why I've been really doubling down on really creating the culture, the standard, living it, breathing it, embodying it, knowing that I've still got a lot to learn.
Sure.
I've still got a lot to still do and fix, and even be open to knowing that there's going to be feedback and it's not going to be the best, or it's going to be clunky. But I don't know, I feel really excited about this new clean slate with literally everything.
Yeah. It's a big shift though.
It does feel really big. It feels really, really big.
And I'm interested. You're good at clean slates.
Yeah.
Because you like to shift. You like to
but
move
this feels
physically.
different.
This feels different.
I don't know, it feels almost like the shifts that have happened before didn't feel as big. And maybe it's just because...
You're different.
Maybe.
Shifting out of the Peter Pan, as you referred to.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I'm like, we've got to do things really good. Not just good from a physical outside. It's like inside, physically, internally, like we need to do this. We want to do this. Like, this is now or never.
Yeah.
I think the surgery was also almost like a big thing for me to
clean it
all out. Like, everything's been a clean. It's been like, and now you've got to,
Yep. But it's interesting when we look at the symbolic nature of having those types of surgeries.
Yeah.
I don't think it's talked about enough from the emotional perspective.
Yeah.
it's like we go, cool, those foreign particles that shouldn't have been there are gone. But what we don't address is the fact that we've been carrying them, and you referred to it as a blackness.
Yeah,
but we've been, you've been carrying them for potentially years, and it's been anchoring you and holding you inside.
And maybe that's what I'm feeling, that emotional release maybe has made me now feel a lot, I don't know, more
real
in tune with, yeah.
Massive.
I don't know. Do you see that? I know I'm saying this, but I don't know what you see. So it's kind of like, what do you see?
I love that. I think it's your experience.
Yeah.
It's how you feel about it. Like from the outside, we can all have different perspectives, but then we're bringing that perspective from our own experiences and what we feel about those shifts, maybe how it's played a role in our lives.
Yeah.
So that will put a whole different spin on it, but it's for you.
Yeah.
But I love that you and Jordan are working so hard to reinvent the wheel that was already working, but you could see
working.
but you could see it could be better
Yeah.
for the transition and the growth into where you're going.
Totally.
And that's what I love, is your capacity to be uncomfortable. And I think that comes from all those experiences, growing up, changing schools, changing homes, changing industries, like pivoting so many different times, that although it's scary, it's not scary enough to stop you because you've learnt greater fears.
I don't know what this one is. It's weird. It's almost, there's not this scarcity feeling in me. It's almost like this, I don't even know if it's like empowerment. I don't even know if it's like excitement. It's almost this like new energy of like, this is what you've been waiting for, finally. And I get goosebumps saying that. I don't know. It's really cool. It's not easy. It's honestly like, I feel like last year was hard, but I feel like this year's really already like
hard.
It's been 3 months in. We're like, what's the rest of the year going to look like? Come on. How did I chew this life? I'm really loud.
And
my coffee's kicking in because I'm shaking. I was like, wow.
The triple shot coffee.
Yeah, I had so much.
Coffee is king.
I'm ready to let go.
I think this is good. I think the best growth periods happen when we're in the most unfamiliar spaces, whether that's energetically or physically. But, something has to shift. And I'm super curious as to how you make and evolve and bring out all of those key things, all while you're still doing the work on you too, and in your relationship and working with your partner.
Yeah, it's a good question. I sometimes ask myself that too. Look, I definitely find if there's things I don't do properly, like my routine, I know that's a very superficial answer. It definitely helps in terms of little things like that, but I can definitely tell when I'm not regulated, when I'm not sleeping, having the right people in your corner. I think having you in my corner has been a massive one for me, and even just for Jordan. And I also feel like we've cleaned out a lot of clients that have made it a lot easier to breathe, but still kind of looking at the more people you have in your circle. Like, I honestly think we had to go through those bad hires to really look at, wow, it's always been there in front of you. You just needed to like trust you, because I was like, I don't know if I can train people. I just want to tell people this is what you got to do, listen to this, then that's it. But now I'm actually really enjoying knowing that I've got things that I can teach people on a daily basis. So yeah, I think it's like knowing that I'm building a new team, like not a tribe. What's the other word? Like soldiers.
Community.
New community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing, is when people are growing businesses, they're like, I will just employ, and they'll just go and do their job. And then it just takes the pressure off me. And then I just move on to this. And I think that's the misconception. It's that you have to create the culture. You have to immerse them in what you've been living, what you've been evolving through. They've just joined.
Yeah.
They're not on that train yet.
Yeah.
They're just holding on and going, oh my God, this is unfamiliar. I'm good at my job, but I need to know how that works in with this formula.
Yeah.
And so it does. It takes time, but
like 30 days.
Yeah. There's the impatient.
Like now.
And I think
I think it's always going to be a refinement, maybe.
Possibly a bit like what we were saying with stress. Like, it doesn't ever go away.
Just get better at managing.
You get better at doing it. You get faster at tweaking it. You get better at seeing it.
Yeah.
Get better at implementing the change it's still kind of new.
It's very new, very
Yeah.
fresh. It's like, what, 2 weeks? Jeez.
So maybe that's the thing. So so where do you see the next 12 months? Because I know you're a planner. Where do you see the next 12 months, 2 years for you guys? Like what's some of the big plans that you've got?
I know I keep saying this. I do feel like I'm falling pregnant soon.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like whatever we did last weekend may have been a start of a little one. But I don't know, like I don't think I'm meant to just coach and train people. I think there's a bigger calling for me. And it scares me because I feel like the more time I have, I say time, but I say like scheduling time to start really implementing the speaker journey. I really do want to be like the next Drew Barrymore with a talk show. They're the things that I want and these are the things I see. The plan to make it happen is like the more I build the people around me, it allows me to be in that forefront, which scares me. And I sort of see that little, like, I was about to say a boy, but I think it's a girl, a little girl with me on that journey, or a boy with Jordan and I. And I think we want to build more businesses too, from like a strategic standpoint. I know he wants to build products. I want to be, sharing my vision and future to the world. I see I honestly love Empire too. So there's all of that. There's travel, there's hopefully engagement, there's many things, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How exciting.
It is.
So many layers, so much possibility.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is you've got someone to share it with.
Exactly.
Who's amazing.
He is amazing.
Like it's pretty special to have someone in the business that
Yeah.
you love and they equally love and has the opposite skill set.
Yeah. And it's yin and yang. It's, what's that fucking word we've been saying?
Balance. Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. I said it.
You did.
Maybe because I've cleansed, I now know how to pronounce my
I
words.
haven't got a blockage on it any
I
longer.
don't have a block anymore. We've just worked through that.
We've worked
Have
through
you
the
been
anger.
coaching me on this fucking call? Fucking
Maybe.
podcast, sorry. Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm like, go wherever you want to go, babe. I'm happy. Train me, coach me.
There's been episodes where I've done breath work exercises, we've done visualization
I
exercises.
did say I'm an open book. I've probably got more work to do than most of the people in this world.
I should
So
have called it Go Rogue.
the
Maybe
view
the
from
next
here.
version of
Season 2.
Yeah, it's called
The
Go
Rogue from here.
Yeah, the Rogue from here. Look, I love all that you're producing. I love how authentic you show up online, and I love even me challenging you on different ways today. But you going, hang on a second, I don't know what I think about that, and
You can see me think.
It's great though, because obviously online we see someone who is confident and shows up. I'm sure you have days where
Absolutely. I second guess myself all the time.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like, the confidence piece is something that I still come back to. I know I punish myself. I know I'm critical. I know there's still parts of me that compares and judges, and I think I'd rather be completely open and honest that there's never an off button for me. There's never I'm completely healed. I've got all my shit together.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
We're always accumulating something
Yes.
new, a new experience, a new layer of something.
Yeah.
But it's that having that curiosity and that capacity to keep exploring it, which you do in droves. And I know you say it's only a more recent journey, but I think it's been evolving
For a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think you've just shifted into the deeper stuff in the last 5 years that we're ready to be unearthed.
I think so. Everything does seem to come up at the right time when I'm not, when I ask for it, comes up in a way that, like I want this, well, we're going to go through this way to get there. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm grateful. I know I'm good at what I do. I know there's still so much in me I can be doing, will be doing, and so much more to explore. I know I have skills that people dream of, but just know I'm also very much like everyone else. And I just think people need to own who they are, all parts.
I love that. So if you could give somebody a bit of advice or a suggestion or something, if they're feeling a little stuck right now, whether it's in their business or how they speak to people, what would you like to share with them? What's something that...
I feel like people get so stuck in the stuckness and they probably paralyze themselves from doing nothing. And I think it's just like exploring what that feeling of being stuck looks like, because I think sometimes it's just a matter of like doing the one small thing to move the needle. Yeah. I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. I think there was a time where felt like I had so much to do in one day, and it just made me think, oh my God, I have to do all this stuff. And I didn't do anything on that day. And it's like, okay, I'm aware of it. What's the one thing? And sometimes I think we put too much pressure on ourselves. So I think if I was to say, if anything, just allow yourself to breathe and just pick one thing that you can move the needle to just shift.
Yep.
You know, be kind to yourself, have self-compassion. I do believe that you still need to show up and work on the journey so that people know that you're on this beautiful element of growth and expansion. And rather than pretending you've got your shit together, tell people like, I'm still figuring shit out. But people are more inclined to see that journey too.
Yeah.
So I think be you, show up, do one thing to move the needle. If you're stuck, okay, why am I stuck? What is it the thing I'm avoiding to do that I can do? And you'll be surprised what you can achieve in that one little reframe.
Yep. And if somebody is now going into that kind of defense mode of, I can't share because it'll take away my authority, which we mentioned earlier, what would you say to rebut that thought?
I personally would say, okay, what evidence do you have of that actually being true?
Yep.
I love that new thing. I'm always like, okay, where did you find that? Do you have evidence of that? Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
But also there's so many people, like examples of people online that are doing it. You know, it's like, look to the people you look up to. Who do you right now aspire to be like? Okay, do you feel like because they've shared vulnerability, they're any different to you?
Who's one person you can think of so that people can go in and have a look at them?
I think personally, I always think Gary Vee is a great example. I think Brene Brown. I also think Sarah Blakely, who has a product. I also feel like, who else is there?
Well, Alex Hormozi just did it.
Alex Hormozi with Tony Robbins, I think.
Like that was as raw as they're kind of doing what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Where we've done
like,
a
hey,
little
I
bit
know
of
I've got shit to work on. I'm not like you.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool because it's like, rather than thinking, it's kind of like if you're closed off to like, I'm great, I'm perfect, and nothing needs to change, to
probably got the greatest need for change.
Exactly. And that's why I'm always like, just read, because people can read me. Like, it's like I'm an open book. I'm not going to sit here and tell you everything's great. It's not.
Yeah. Love that.
And people respect you more for being like that too.
Yes. Yep. And I think we do come in a culture. I think it's very Australian without going into the whole tool poppy because it does come up.
I'm so over it too.
It comes in every conversation. But I think it is a society thing where, like your mum, we hide behind, put out this perfect persona, but there's also certain industries that advocate for being that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that just places greater pressure on the shell, but inside you're just screaming to get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're saying scream and get out of it.
Definitely. Just it's like,
you.
let it go. let it go.
I won't sing.
Please do.
That's amazing. So if you could think of the phrase, the view from here, what does it mean to you right now?
Okay, so I envisioned me from a balcony looking into my life and just watching me and just being like, okay, this is the view from here. And I honestly think it's like, this is what you get. This is what you see. Come see the view from here, which is I'm going to just let you in on my world. And, you know, I want you guys to have the same invitation when you guys have the view from here, whether it's with you, whether it's with other people, because people love hearing more about the stuff that, you know, you don't really share.
Yeah, that's beautiful. No, look, I've loved the conversation. I've learnt more. I've got more insight, which is so special. And I think that's
of course
incredibly special to share with others too, because the more we see the realness, as you and I talk about and you advocate for, the more people can realise there isn't one formula, there isn't one way to do anything.
Yep.
It's forever evolving. And if somebody out there is thinking that, when I get to there, it'll all be okay. When I get to there, I'll put my feet up.
I don't think
yourself.
No, I feel like when I get, it's like it's just a excuse for not doing anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
And delaying what is only just accumulating.
Exactly.
And going to create a bigger storm.
Yeah.
At the other end.
Fucking hail.
Yeah.
Tsunami.
Tsunami.
Is that the one?
Yeah. Yeah, like it literally
That's where.
is. Yeah. Yep, the big wave.
Well, then I keep having dreams about change coming. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
there's a whole
no more. No, I'm
we'll
joking.
do it in part two,
Part two of
dream
Rogue
analysis. Thank you so much. This has been amazing, and I'm excited for what's to come. Can't wait to see.
You're welcome, my love. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to see all the amazing things that you're doing too.
Thank you.
Yay!
That was good.
That was amazing.
That was hot.
I know, I was
sweating
sweating.
up a storm.
Oh, thanks, babe.